What's up, everybody? In this video, I'm going to be showcasing my internal operations, going over all of the different strategies that I'm taking to hit my goal of 50K per month with 0 employees. So let's go ahead and dive in. The first thing I want to talk about is project management, which is going to be my daily tasks. And so when I wake up, the first thing I'm going to be doing is coming on this page, which is going to show me the analytics, right, of everything that's happened. And so the first thing over here is positive replies by the date that they reply inside Smart Lead. And this is going to be the most important thing, as that is what we're delivering to our clients as a lead gen agency. And obviously, I'm able to keep track of all of the people. I'm able to have all of that information here. I can click on the URL to simply go over to um, the lead inside Smart Lead. So this is the first place that I go and where I'm going to be doing a large majority of my work. The next thing over here is campaign tasks. And so whenever we are onboarding a new client, we start to create a bunch of different tasks. And so some of the tasks are going to be campaign tasks, which would be in this section over here. And so I create my campaigns from here, and then they get sent to Smart Lead after going through all of these different steps. And so the steps are: choose a campaign playbook, generate campaign copy, create spin tags. By the way, all of this stuff is automated. We use AI and different things like that, along with the playbooks, right? And so the playbooks would look something like this. And so we've got a bunch of playbooks which are going to have different clay tables and different AI instructions. And so we're going to do this, create campaigns really quickly and do that. And so that's the campaigns. Next thing over here is checking for the campaigns with less than 500 leads. And so this is on a campaign by campaign basis. And then this right here is on a client by client basis. So aggregating all of those campaigns together to see how many leads are not started to inform our lead list building efforts. And then registered domains, informing us which domains we need to set up and that type of stuff. And for example, if we were to click on this person, for example, we've got this domain right here, which is currently being added to the admin console. So we've already set up the DKIM. We've already done the DKIM authentication. We've added the people. Oh, sorry, we haven't done that. It's actually starts. This is sorted wrong. It's sorted wrong. It's actually, but I'm not gonna have time to explain that. So boom, that's project management. So let's go back over here. The next thing over here is client onboarding, and by the way, like, I'll get back into the dashboard. So client onboarding is the next part, and I put 97% because this is basically done. And this is the automation for client onboarding. It's a very big automation. It adds the clients to Smart Lead. It sends them Stripe invoices, adds them to Stripe as well, creates the Slack channel, adds the information over into HubSpot, creates different lists and views inside our ClickUp account. And then over here, we've got our Smart Lead SOPs, which are essentially creating the webhooks. So normally, you know how you've got to have a webhook defined by a user, by a campaign, or a client. Well, since we have our clients inside Smart Lead, we want to define those as we want to define those webhooks here so that we don't have to manually create them. So we create those here. We create the client categories. Change the client categories, basically giving them access to the Smart Lead client. But while giving them access to that, we remove some of the categories that they can see, such as do not contact. We don't want that in the inbox, etc. Right? And then creating the client folders, we do that. We also do that for Clay, by the way. So this is what my Clay account looks like. We've got it organized by the different clients. And so we do the same thing inside Smart Lead, right? And then we do a whole bunch of other stuff. So this is basically just a subsequence template thing that we use. Not relevant, right? And then this is customizing the Smart Lead access. And by the way, all of these things I've already created videos for, and if I have the automations for that, they would be found here. So I have over 40 automations over here that you can easily copy and paste. So afonto.com/automations, you can literally just copy and paste these automations. Like for example, we have the smart lead client onboarding SOPs. So these would be found here. And so you can literally just copy it. Cool. So that is the next part, client onboarding. We've basically done all of that. Next part is client communication. And so the client communication, that would be in the section over here. So let's X out of this. We've got the client comms. And so client comms is basically just a bunch of emails that we're sending to our clients depending on different things that are going on. And so, for example, if a client, right, so we've got a client's dashboard over here. When we onboard a brand new client, that onboarding automation that you just saw, it's in the news section. And then all of these do different things. A lot of them have automations. But once a client is moved to the active status, we create a brand new client comms task. And this client comms task is going to have a subject line like, hey, we are live. And then it's going to have an email draft that says something like this. Just wanted to send over a quick message to let you know that we're live when a positive reply comes through. And basically, all we need to do is create a Loom video. And so this Loom video, we're going to paste it here. And then we're going to send a test email. So these are the stats, the way we do it. So we go from to do, we send a test email. This is going to send an email to myself or to the assignee of the task. And then finally, we send it to the client, which is going to have the email recipients over here. And by the way, the email recipients come from this section over here. So the tasks. And I've already used this and it's awesome. It really is. Because biweekly reports, we use this system. Any type of emails of this nature, we use this system. Invoices overdue, we want to follow up with the client, we use this system. And so client communication, reports, all of that stuff, we've basically got that done. Basically, like I put 90% because we still need to come up with the actual emails for the different components, but like basically done as far as the project management and also the automation is not fully there yet, but on anyways. So campaign copywriting, this is the next step. So for campaign copywriting, it would be in this section over here. You've already seen that. I was just going over that. And yeah, so we go through the steps. I will briefly. Have already explained that. Yeah, I've already explained that. We do this. This is AI assisted copywriting. And what is the percentage I gave it? I gave it 76%. So the 76% comes from the fact that we need to revamp the way that we do the playbooks. And so the playbooks are basically instructions for ChatGPT. And so we've got an email example over here, and then we basically use we manually write up a description of what this looks like. A level above this is basically having an additional status over here. So we go new strategy created, clay table created, this. And so instead, we might have a middle layer over here, which is generate playbook description. And so we basically tell ChatGPT, analyze this email and then describe it back to me in what it does, right? But I think if ChatGPT is able to do that, we might be able to actually just paste an email right here. And once we paste the email, we simply tell ChatGPT, this is an email towards whoever. I want you to replicate this email towards this new client. And I'll test that out to see if it works. Because if it does work, I'm going to be able to actually start leveraging this fast. Because the biggest hurdle that I've been facing is the fact that it takes a long time to just get one of these playbooks from the new section to the active section. And so what I've been doing as a intermediate workaround has been creating the campaigns using manual playbooks. So I've been just manually creating them, but I want to get that to be automated. And in order for it to be automated, we need to have more active playbooks. And I think that's how we're going to get it done. So, and by the way, we track that, right? So we track the playbook completion. So like we've got 2 active playbooks right now. So we want to get more of those. We want to get more playbooks, and we want to have 50 actually. That's the goal, 50 playbooks. And so this is going to be a task that I'm going to have inside my master dashboard for me to like actually work on, right? And so next thing is administrative tasks. Right, administrative tasks. Now a lot of the administrative tasks are like these things like create webhooks, go in smartly, do all of these useless tasks that you could just automate, right? And so that's what I mean by administrative tasks. And I'm just automating a lot of those things. Some of them I'm not going to be able to show you, like for example, on my website it's super simple, like not nothing special at all, but like this is my website, right? And so on my website, when someone applies, right, they put their information and then they choose one of these services. We've got automations running in the background to send them an email. These are HubSpot automations, so they're simpler. Like we send them an email, and then we send them our hourly consulting link, or we send them our just regular meeting link. But intermediate to that, we might be able to um, have follow-ups, right? We might also just consider sending them directly to a smart lead sequence if we start getting a lot of inbound leads on the website. um, we might also consider using a tool like RB2B to see who comes on the website, creating sequences for that. That would not really be an administrative task. That would be more of a new thing that we're doing to capture more leads. But I don't think the leads is my biggest concern right now. So, but that's the gist, right? So administrative tasks, these are mostly all automated. The lack of putting it at 100% is because many administrative tasks come up here and there, and I never know which ones are going to come up. So when they do come up, I want to work on them. And so domain and inbox setup, this one this one is interesting because the inbox setup, we've got some notes over here. So we're currently using a vendor, and we use a few vendors, but we want to bring these things in house eventually, right? And so we've got a basic structure. It works. It's automated to a decent degree. So like if we were to go to the domain section over here, we've got a bunch of domains. They're in different groups. We've got it organized pretty well, and we've got the different platforms as well, right? So we've got Mailforge, more resellers. So if we use a reseller and F60, but F60, anyways, doesn't matter. I don't need to explain that. The point is, we've got this system, right? And when a domain is purchased, it goes through these different statuses. And for example, if we add the DKIM key over here into ClickUp, it runs another automation that adds the DKIM key, DMARC, SPF records, all of that into our GoDaddy account. And by the way, there is an automation for that. You could just copy it. It's called auto add DKIM, DMARC, open track into GoDaddy. And so like we've got a lot of the components automated for that, but we're still trying to figure out what the best route is. Is it going to be using a vendors? Is it going to be setting it up in house? So on and so forth, right? And then managing deliverability, right? So once the inboxes are live, how do we manage the deliverability when an inbox gets disconnected? How do we do that? I don't have most of those things automated, and so that's why it's not 100%. So it's like 63%. And then lead list building, I basically don't have that automated, except for the ones that are using Clay integrations. And so the ones that leverage Clay for the lead lists, we can just add new lists and we can do that automatically. Other than that, we don't have that. And by the way, we do have a section inside our campaigns over here, which is the table which informs our lead list efforts. So we could see the departments, the employees, the industries, the countries. And so if we wanted to replicate a lead list for a specific campaign, we are able to do that. And so we have a basic framework down that can help us automate lead list building and also improve it based on the people that are responding positively, uh, so on and so forth, right? So we can actually build a list, improve it automatically. We have a basic framework for that. And then reply handling, I did make a video on that. We've got 4 options over here. We're using Rev Reply and seeing how that goes. And then follow-up handling, same thing. same thing. So we'll see how that goes. I'll make an update on that.